resolution, and I...
Senator Patrick McMath was elected to the state Senate in 2019 and immediately joined the powerful Senate Health and Welfare Committee. In 2024, he became that committee's chairman.
This is a Senate Committee on Health and Welfare. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
At the same time, public records show a furniture company McMath owns, Southern Interior Solutions, started pursuing business with 2 public hospitals in his Senate district. As McMath said on a recent podcast,
if you want to be in business, you need to be involved in politics. They go hand in hand.
Public records show starting in October 2022, North Oaks Health System in Hammond spent $1.3 million in taxpayer money buying furniture from McMath's company. That same month, public emails show McMath reached out to the CEO of St. Tammany Health System, which was building this new surgical center in Covington. In this email, the hospital chief operating officer wrote McMath offered to sponsor a trip to San Antonio for the manager of the surgical center project, so she could, quote, see the latest furniture designs. It doesn't look like the manager went on that trip, but in 2023, the COO emailed that manager again, this time to say McMath was reaching out again, asking for a shot at supplying furniture for the surgical center. The manager agreed to add McMath's firm to her usual roster of vendors, then wrote, quote, I'll tell you about my meeting with SIS sometime. It was interesting.
It's tough because we have a part-time legislature. So they're also simultaneously working while also making law.
Ethics watchdog Steve Procopio of the Public Affairs Research Council.
We want politicians and we want good ones in there. We don't want them using their influence to enrich themselves or their friends and family. We want them using their influence to make Louisiana better. Now, whether this applies in this case or not, that's going to be up to either the ethics board or private citizens when they go to vote.
McMath sent me texts arguing he's allowed to do business with subdivisions of the state, like sheriff's offices, ports, and hospital districts, and that he's also allowed to do business with private hospitals, even though he has oversight authority over their industry. In recent years, McMath has carried bills to help those hospitals. One blocked public access to records hospitals consider strategic. St. Tammany Health System then used that law to deny us access to records showing how much taxpayer money it paid McMath's company for office furniture. McMath also sponsored a bill to limit liability for nursing home and hospital management firms. It was defeated in 2024, but passed in 2025.
It absolutely applies to every healthcare facility in this state.
Suddenly, SIS's competitors say they started hearing from their hospital contacts that the top brass wanted to go with SIS instead. John Jacobs owns DKI Office Solutions, a furniture dealer in Metairie. He said he was blindsided when SIS took over work his company had for the last 30 years.
I had gotten a call from a contact that they were going to award a certain project to SIS, and I go, that's odd. You know, I was a little nervous because they're a nice account of ours, and said, is it something I did wrong? Is it something I could do better? Did somebody say something? He goes, no, we were instructed to use SIS for this project.
And Jacobs is not alone. He's one of 6 furniture dealers we spoke with. 4 others, CI Group in Baton Rouge, AOS Interior Environments and Workplace Solutions in New Orleans, and IDI Workspaces in Lafayette, put out a joint statement saying in part, quote, Louisiana small businesses should not have to compete in the private and public sectors with elected officials who hold legislative or regulatory decision-making over the entities with which they seek to do business.
I think by being on the health committee, he is crossing the line.
Not just on it, but the chair.
He should not be selling to hospitals or selling to any parish-owned, state-owned facility. That crosses the line.
But that's not what the ethics code says. It only forbids legislators from doing business directly with the state. Procopio says that's where the letter of the law and the spirit of the law diverge.
Now that's the legal line. That's not necessarily saying that that is a good thing or they might have used influence to make sure they got things, but that is not necessarily against the ethics code.
McMath declined multiple requests for an interview. We tried to find him at SIS's Covington office. He wasn't there. We tried his main Senate district office in Covington on a Tuesday afternoon. It was locked. We went to the state Senate on the final day of the special session and left a message asking McMath for an interview. 15 minutes before the session, a legislative spokesperson told us McMath was aware of our request. But then the session started and he didn't show up. The chairman of Health and Welfare, one of just 5 senators who didn't vote on extending SNAP benefits, America's largest welfare program. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Well, St. Tammany Health System didn't answer David's specific questions about the emails.
But in a statement said it follows, quote, applicable procedures and policies ensuring the best quality, product price, and in adherence to ethical standards.
McMath also provided us with a statement saying, quote, our company offers a high quality product with superior service at a competitive price. This story won't change our commitment to make our customers happy.